September 12th, 2006. This is the day I'm going to become a grandmother. A day I've been told so many times would be the best day of my life.
For Jane Kaylor, executive director of the Chattanooga Ronald McDonald House, it was. At first, her son Jeremy and daughter-in-law Kelli were expecting their first child, a girl they would call McKenzie. Then there were complications. Kelli had to have a C-section, and then doctors said McKenzie had meningitis, the swelling of the fluid around the brain and spinal cord.
The next few hours would be filled with uncertainty and dread. Surely this couldn't be happening to my family again.
Less than 24 hours old, and she was getting really, really sick. And I didn't know what to do. Wasn't nothing that I could do except pray and put my faith in God and hope that He would pull all of us through this.
For 16 days, little McKenzie lived in the neonatal intensive care unit, which included things like visitation and IVs.
I first cried when they said they did a spinal tap on her, and they said, it's kind of like when you had your epidural, and that just, it broke my heart.
Our baby was sick, but I've seen sicker babies, and I know that if I hadn't had that in my life, then I probably would have never made it to where I am today.
Since his mother was the executive director at the Ronald McDonald House, Jeremy has lived there, growing up doing things around the house like cutting the grass, but he saw things other kids his age would never see.
Growing up at the Ronald McDonald House, I was always that guy looking in. You know, I mean, I felt heartaches and sorrows for those families that were there, but until you're one of those families, you'll never know what they go through, and that's what's changed me.
These 2 weeks have been very, very hard on me, and you know, he keeps reminding me, think of all the parents that are here for months, and I can't imagine, you know, and I just, I'm very happy to know that the Ronald McDonald House is there for them.
Just one kid after the other, you know, they just latched onto you because they're always looking. Those kids, while they're there, they're always looking for attention. And, you know, somebody to play with them just to keep their minds off of what's actually going on in the hospital.
Jeremy says the Ronald McDonald House, which was once his home, was just across the street from the hospital in McKenzie, a place he and Kelli could find the comforts of home while they waited for little McKenzie to recover. And Jane reminded them about that a lot.
Every day, you know, come over, get something to eat. Come over and talk to me. You know, anything you ever need, it's right across the street. You know, and well, I never thought the day that I'd have to hear those words out of my mother's mouth.
I have a new understanding for what the Ronald McDonald House means to new parents walking a path they didn't plan.
If you don't give, then there might not be a Ronald McDonald House for you here to use, and you don't know how much of a blessing the Ronald McDonald House is if you don't give.
You'll never know when you'll need the Ronald McDonald House because life can change in a minute.